What is going on, Mavericks fans? Welcome into another episode of Mavs Latest. On today's episode, I'm going to lay out a question for you that hopefully you can give me an answer to because, well, I'm really curious. And then based off of what we talk about in segment 1, we may be looking at a best of a worst situation kind of thing. We'll also take a look at some of the other trade landscapes going on. And, of course, we're running it back against the Jazz. All that more coming up next. Well, guys, maybe you guys can answer me this question because I keep pondering it. The more and more I'm hearing about the trade rumors going on between Gafford and AD and the Mavericks and people that they're interested in getting and stuff like that. And I'm noticing a trend, and it's a trend that's got me scratching my head. And I guess we'll start in like Boston. They're talking about bringing in Simmons, a shooting guard. You look at, of course, the Raptors. They're talking about bringing in R.J. Barrett, a shooting guard. Yeah, Jakob Poeltl's in that deal, supposedly, but a 5-year deal on Jakob Poeltl, who's 30 years old. Jakob Poeltl, like, I'll be honest with you, any deal with the Raptors where they're trying to include Jakob Poeltl, I'm out. I don't want it. That is by far, probably in my opinion, the worst contract in the NBA right now. And I want us nowhere near that contract. But even the other party there from the Raptors that could potentially be involved, Emmanuel Quigley, he's a point guard. You start looking at, of course, Atlanta. And yeah, Kristaps Porzingis is involved, and that's an actual big man. But Zachary Ricochet is the other one, and he's a small forward. Could he maybe play the power forward for us? Yeah, we could probably maybe try it out. And is KP even going to play? Or do we, buy him out and see what's up? Or try and make another deal? And then, of course, there's Golden State. And the rumor I'm hearing from there is maybe a Daniel Gafford and a Klay Thompson for a Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga. And Kuminga has come out and said he prefers playing small forward. He feels like his best position is small forward. He says he's open to playing power forward, but he would prefer to play small forward. We're looking at guards and small forwards when I could swear we have a 19-year-old rookie phenom small forward. And I could swear that Kyrie Irving's going to be coming back at some point, a point guard. I could swear that we were all aboard Max Christie at the shooting guard. Like, what are we doing here with these pieces that we're getting back? Now, if you wanted to say, okay, well, instead of, with it in regards to Atlanta, what if we brought in Asa Newell? Well, now I'm kind of more intrigued. I want a big coming back to this deal, especially if Daniel Gafford is included. If we're getting rid of Daniel Gafford, we got to get some kind of big back. That's just my opinion, because we don't have any. Who do we have besides Dwight Powell right now? Yeah, we have Musa for the time being. Now, if we play our cards right and we can throw in Dante Exum's contract or something like that, if we can create a roster spot and get a little bit of cap relief, we can transition Musa's from a two-way to a regular full-blown contract so he can play out the rest of the season. So I'm hoping that's something they're trying to figure out. Maybe, D'Lo doesn't even get to play because of KD. So maybe Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum for KP, Asa Newell, and that other first-round pick. As far as Toronto, if the Mavericks go down that route and they go with Jakob Poeltl, dude, you got to at least get 2, maybe 3 first-round picks, and Toronto's not going to do that. But for taking on such a terrible contract, we have to get some kind of compensation. Now, everybody's already been talking about wanting at least one first round pick in the deal. But now you're talking about Jakob Poeltl. Like, that contract, that deserves a first round pick in and of itself. So unless 2 first round picks are coming from Toronto, I'm done. There's been talks of some 3-way deals getting done that would include Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram, getting into the mix as well, but none of those pieces would come back to the Mavericks. And unfortunately, even in the 3-team deal that I was hearing, it's always Poeltl coming back to us to try and make, the contracts, vibe and jive. But after saying all that, if we are going to do a deal, which I feel like I've been saying the Mavericks absolutely have to do a deal this season, I think you just need to make the best of a bad situation. And if it's me, the best of a bad situation is Jonathan Kuminga. And it's simply because you're talking about getting somebody that's 23 and has a team option next year. So you know what? Let him come. If he's okay with playing power forward, let him come. Let Kyrie come back. Max Christie start. Cooper Flagg at the small forward. Kuminga at the power forward. Let's do something here. Include somebody, release somebody, buy out somebody, and get Musa on a regular deal. And let's put that 5 out there and see how they jive. Then we can flip AD for something else. We can just try and get some expiring contracts, for AD, or we can try and go get a big. I mean, all this, the one thing I'll keep saying is when the season started, before Mavs people were talking about Chicago, if y'all go back to right when the preseason was ending, I was screaming, let's go get Kobe White and Vucevic from Chicago. And that's because I was hearing that Chicago was putting it out that they wanted to go get AD. And I feel like that would have solved all our problems. Kobe White would have been a ball handler for us. Vucevic would have been another big man for us. But never did it. And I think Kobe White has increased his stocks there in Chicago, which now I don't know if they'd be willing to kind of play ball with us. But I know another rumor came out that Golden State may also try and get Anthony Davis by sending us, Draymond Green back. And I'll be 100% honest, I want no part of Draymond Green here. That's a guy that, man, he stay in Golden State, retire there. The Warriors will retire your jersey, but I don't want anywhere near Draymond Green. But that if, and it's a big if, Golden State would be willing to do Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford, again, I just feel like that frees up Anthony Davis to potentially land us another deal and free us up some more money. We don't have to concentrate so much on getting a big return for AD. Well, guys, fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back. Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Today on Underdog, I'm looking at, of course, that Dallas versus Utah game. I'm looking at Klay Thompson. They again have him at 12.5 points. I'm smashing the higher. Now, on the flip side, they have Nurkic, who didn't even play the last game. And they have him at 12 points as well. I'm hitting the lower, hoping he DMPs coach's decision again, and I just get that easy one in there. Now, the other one on this one is Keontae George. They have him at 5.5 assists, and I'm actually hitting the higher. I think he's able to facilitate the ball, and that abysmal performance we saw out of Utah shooting the rock, I don't think we can expect that 2 games in a row. I expect this one to be a little bit closer, and Dallas getting that win. Now, download the app today and use promo code BASKETBALLFAN to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code BASKETBALLFAN. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 hotline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
Welcome back in, guys. And as we look at the rest of the NBA, there's still other things that you want to keep your eyes on. And rumor mill that I'm hearing is the Grizzlies are super, super close to blowing this thing up. They're close to pulling the trigger, not just on Ja Morant, but Jaren Jackson as well. I'm seeing potentially both of those two finding their way out of Memphis. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, man, there's a power forward and there's a point guard for us. Why don't we try and go make that happen? I just don't think we've got enough to go get it. And if we did, would you want Ja Morant bringing that vibe to this team? For me, it's a no. For as good as he is, I just think he brings too much baggage for this team. But I'm already starting to see trickles of that, hitting the timeline of people being like, man, well, why don't the Mavericks just go get Ja? If Grizzlies are pulling the trigger, maybe they'll be able to get him for cheap. If the Grizzlies do let him go for cheap, which I doubt they're going to do, there's a reason the Grizzlies want to let him go for cheap. Another one, of course, the Bucks. Whether it is Giannis out or them bringing in pieces to help Giannis solidify and make a run, because again, he's in the East. Is Giannis really want to come to the West? I don't think so. So I find it hard to believe that a West Coast team, unless he's going to go to like the Lakers or something like that, and the Lakers don't have the money for it, I just don't see him coming to the West. That's just my perspective. Of course, there is also word that the Heat could be trying to make a move. Maybe Tyler Hero being put out there as well. So there's a bunch of stuff starting to kind of take shape. The rumors are starting to fly around, and we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Play the waiting game. Now, one thing we're not going to have to wait on is the rematch between the Mavericks and the Jazz as we run it back tonight. And we're right back here at the AAC. We are 16-26 now, 10 games away from being at 500. We are 12-11 at home. And yeah, we got our revenge game at the last one. Hopefully we're able to continue that. The word is that Markkanen is still out. Everybody, Kessler, Harkless, all those guys are still out for Utah. So they're going to be putting out that same lineup that we saw. But this time, though, Max Christie, Cooper Flagg, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford, they're all game time decisions. So as we get a little bit closer throughout the day, we'll hopefully be able to hear something on them. But all 4 of those pieces are game time decisions. And if we play anything like we just played, and if we put up threes the way we put up threes, put another win in the column. Because, man, Utah, they're in a race to the bottom. And I know the audio was pretty messed up at the end of the last video. So I understand if you turned it off once it hit there. Unfortunately, I forgot my lavalier mics and nothing I could do about it. But I'm going to throw it back out there and ask y'all, what do y'all think the NBA should do to try and sway teams like Utah to tank it out? And what I think they should do is, once you're in the playoffs, that secures your draft spot the same way we've been doing it. Now, if you don't make the playoffs, yes, you're in the draft lottery, but you get one ball. Doesn't matter if you're the worst record or you're the team just out of the bubble. You each get one ball, and we'll start at, 14, 15, whatever. And whoever pops up, that's your spot. No more percentages and helping out these teams that are purposely putting out crap basketball. No more looking at, teams that are, how can I put this? Sitting their star players and wasting the youth. This is why Ace Bailey didn't even want to go to the Jazz. It's a wasted rookie season for him. These guys don't want to leave college and come to teams like this. And the NBA has to do something to step in and try and prevent this. And I think that's the way to do it, is you take away the advantage of tanking. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.